Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Cynthia Linox Show. I am your host, Cynthia Linox, here to remind you that you are in the best season of your life. One of the most important journeys that you will ever take is the journey of self-discovery. That's where it all starts. It's knowing who you are. And surprisingly, many of us walk around, because I know I did. Many of us walk around thinking, "Oh, I know who I am, and I know whatever. I'm a queen. Whatever." And in reality, we really don't know the essence of who we are. We don't know ourselves in the fullness of who we are, the wholeness of who we are. So we walk around either parroting what someone else has said, or we walk around trying to please other people or perform to their expectations and things like that. And the bottom line is we wound up not being happy with ourselves because we are not really being our true, authentic self. And people have asked me, what do you mean by a journey of self-discovery? What does that look like? How do I do that? How do I get into that? How do I start a journey of self-discovery? And the more I think about it, it's a journey of self-discovery. It's not something that you can initiate uh on demand. It's not something that you can say, "I'm going to start a journey of self-discovery." Now, the fact that you are questioning that, the fact that you want to know, that is an indication that you are ready. Because this journey is not an easy journey. It's a most fulfilling journey, but it's not an easy journey because you're going to change once you start discovering your true authentic self. And once you start aspiring more and really seeing the world from a totally different perspective, you are going to ditch the crumbs that's been fed to you. You are going to realize that no, you want more than the crumbs of life. Because in all reality, we have been fed crumbs from birth, just to accept the minimum, the bare minimum, to accept this, to think this is okay, and really not really encouraged to strive for big things, to set our vision and our dreams and expectations and our goals high. Why? Because we have people in our lives and influences from outside that are right there to squash it. And when we feel that we don't have the support of other people, uh, it's discouraging, and you can just not do anything. So we just really settle to the bare minimum, and we accept life as it's dealt to us. Now, what if you were to discover that? Now, if you were to discover that you have been robbed of your power, or that it's not been shared with you, or that you have been robbed. In other words, no one has told you, and you have not figured out that you are a magnificent creative being, that you are a person with power to think, power to make decisions, power to change situations, power to change yourself, power to change your views, power to change your finances, power to change your perspective. What if you were to discover that you have all that power to change, to really bring about change for your life, to make it better for you, and subsequently it will be for your family as well? Think of it. What would you do different? What would you do different? We have been so programmed, so conditioned to accept the bare minimum in life. We really have. So you notice that, it's only a small percentage of people that are in the 1%. And they themselves started small, but guess what? They discovered they had the power to do big things. I saw a small clip about Jeff Bezos, Amazon, the CEO of Amazon, and how he started. And evidently, he started as a publisher, and they showed where his, the equipment that he used and so forth in his early days. And it's really interesting because the more I think of it, he discovered something and he dared to try it, and he saw success, little bit. And as he progressed, he just started becoming more ambitious, more ambitious. He wanted more, he wanted more. And now Mr. Bezos is like one of the most successful businessmen in the world. I don't know of anyone that has not used Amazon. I use it all the time. Don't even try to get me to boycott Amazon because, that would be kind of hard for me. But anyway, the point is this: he started small. He dared to start. He dared to ditch the crumbs. He dared to think that he could do more. But he had to know from within that he could. It's like trusting yourself. People say, well, I have trust issues. And when they say they have trust issues, they're thinking about, I don't trust other people. No. How much trust do you have in yourself? So when I talk about a journey of self-discovery, I am talking about getting to know what you are made of, not the influence that we have from external sources, because we are all influenced, my friend. We are influenced by the media. We are influenced by the news. Look at that little thumb thing. It always shows up when I do that. We are influenced by the government. We're influenced by the work we do. We're influenced by our communities, our relatives, our family. We have influence from all angles. And until you hone in and you come into yourself and you say, no more, you shut the door to all that influence and just take the information that resonates with you and then you process it. Take the information that resonates with you and you process it. You start processing it and you will discover your truth. Do you know that you've heard this proverb that says, and you shall know the truth, and the truth shall make you free? The truth that will make you free, my friend, is the truth that you discover about you. That is the only truth that will set you free. Not the things from outside. It's the truth that you discover about yourself. Because when you come into the knowledge of who you are, you will have clarity about life. You will have clarity about purpose. You will have clarity about the meaning of your life. You will have clarity once you come into the knowledge of who you are and the truth about yourself, the truth about things outside of yourself. Because everything that you're following now, that's somebody else's truth. That's someone else's truth. So when people ask me, what do you mean by a journey of self-discovery? Again, it's not on demand, but the mere fact that you're asking, it means that you are ready to embark on that journey. And once you make that decision, I am telling you, your life is going to revolutionize. I started my journey years ago and I am still discovering things about myself, but they're like bigger things. It's like my power is coming into life, and the things that I think, I know that, my thoughts, I know how to channel my thoughts, and I know that my thoughts has to really determine my feelings, because you think about it, then you feel it, and then And then you look around, and here I am in the midst of a meaningful and fulfilling situation. And I am still evolving because, we evolve. So don't ever think that you have arrived at a place where, your journey is not a destination, it is a lifestyle. You will continue to grow and learn things as long as you keep an open mind and keep your interest fluid, where you don't shut the door on things that you don't understand. There are a lot of things that I didn't understand. There are a lot of things that I would not even touch, that I would not even allow my ears to hear, because of influences, external influences that shared told me that those were bad things or things beyond the norm, that I should not, that, but not anymore. Not anymore. I allow myself to keep an open mind, and I keep my interest fluid and sharpened, so that I can, even if I may not have interest in something, or if something doesn't resonate with me, I still listen. I remember years ago, people were talking about different kind of mystic things, and I had no interest in that. I had no interest in that, but I listened, and it's now that I'm coming to understand the value of that. The value of that. Years ago, when people talked about energy, I didn't pay attention to that, but now I understand that everything is energy. Energy out, energy in. Positive energy out is what I attract. Negative energy out, that's what you will attract. And I see that. People call it the law of attraction, but it's energy. Everything is energy. And once you understand that, you will know that your thoughts, you need to make sure that your thoughts is aligned with your desires, with your goals, with the things that you want, the things that you want to happen. And then comes a point where you see things happening in your life, good things, positive things, based on the thoughts that you have entertained. And you come to a place where you feel it, and then you see that it shows up live, something that's tangible and verifiable, whether it's an experience or something. It shows up in your life. And then you now dare to think about bigger things, believing bigger things, and trusting bigger things, until you come into the knowledge of knowing. Because that is where you want to be. You want to be in a place where you know. That's what gives you the confidence. When you come into a place of where you know, and no one can challenge that, because your life, you will embody the concept, philosophy, perspective, whatever. You will embody it, live it, and you will see it show up in your life, and no one will be able to challenge it, because it becomes a tangible, verifiable experience or object. If it's something that you're hoping for to have, whether it's something material or whatever, it becomes a reality. It becomes a reality. But most importantly, in order to conduct your life, so that you can navigate through life with experiences, and not run around trying to find out what's my purpose, what's my purpose. When you come to know who you are, when you learn, when you come into the fullness, the wholeness of who you are, and that is spiritually, emotionally, physically, mentally, psychologically, when you come into that knowledge of who you are, and again, it's an ongoing thing, because just as changes happen in life, we change as well. But then again, we become resilient to adapt to the changes that shows up in our lives, whether it's personal or collective, or something that happens in the world that affects us all. We become resilient and being able to deal with it, being able to figure things out. You become resilient. You can bounce back and not stay stuck, or not be visited by emotions like depression. There's certain things that I know in life that I can't solve, and I just have to, my thoughts, my energy, I just have to make sure that they are They are out there in a positive way in the universe to be beneficial to situations in the world. Because I can't, like, one on one, I'm just not in a position to do that. So you become resilient. But as far as your purpose, your purpose in life is, number one, to get to know who you are. Get to know who you are and learn your truth. When I went through this journey, and again, I still am journeying through my own experiences, my discovering things about me, not just little things. I started out with, like, you know, uh, uh, what makes me happy, who inspires me, what are the things that I really like, what am I really qualified to do, what do I love to do, what would I do for free, what do I enjoy most, what brings me pleasure. Those are the things that I started out with, and now that I know that, I'm on to bigger things. And I see it now. As I started out with that, I wasn't thinking in terms of what's my purpose. No, I just realized that my purpose is to enjoy the pleasures of life, all of it, everything that life has to offer. And as I learned that and I got it for me, I know that from within came a desire to share it with you. From within, from within came a desire to share that with you, because I'm thinking, my gosh, what if all these people, what if humanity discovered who they are, and to know their truth and walk around confident and assertive and with courage and boldness, and be able to live a fulfilled life and have the resources to take care of themselves, take responsibility for themselves and their family and so forth, and be happy doing whatever they choose to do. That would be an amazing experience for all of us. And that's why I, based on those desires, this show was birthed. I didn't go looking for this. I didn't think, oh, let me start a show where I can share this. That was never my plan. This happened. But it's like it was birth. It was birth. Corporate America, many years working in many wonderful years working in corporate America. Then I knew my time was coming to an end there. I wanted out. I wanted a little more freedom. So I went and I got my life coach certification while I was there. And then I left, worked as a life coach. I still am a life coach. And then I wanted more. I'm like, okay, one-on-one is great, but if I could just talk to many, have this audience yourself, and just bring to you a little bit of what I know, so that you can go discover your own truth and live the life that you want, a great life. Ditch all the crumbs that's been handed to you, and all the things that people tell you can't do, and you shouldn't do, and this is too big, and what makes you think you can do that, and so forth, so that you can charge out on your own, so that you can be fulfilled and live a meaningful life as well. So I wanted to reach an audience like you, and this showed up. The mechanics of it is just really magical, because I didn't go looking for this. I didn't. It came to me. This whole thing came to me. The media training, there was this person that is an expert in media and so forth. And, when I go and look back at when I first started, it was a disaster, because I didn't even, now I'm comfortable. I'm comfortable with cameras. I know that you're there. I enjoy your company, and if it were up to me, I would say, cheers to a glass of wine and so forth. But that's just, we're not going to go there. But the point is, it happens. And that's when I say the most important journey you will take is a journey of self-discovery, because therein lies your truth. That's what I mean. And This journey is not, you can't just on demand, but if you're watching this and if it resonates with you, you are ready. And that's only you. You're the only one that will know that. No one else. And once you decide to embark on this journey, I'm telling you, there is no stopping. You know why? Because there's some beautiful thing that's going to be happening to you as you come into your true authentic self. However, it's not an easy journey. It's beautiful journey, but not an easy journey. You're going to have issues with, I know with my experience, people just didn't understand me. They just thought I was, on a cliff someplace, just crazy mindset. But I was learning about me, and it didn't matter what others think. And as I have come into this place right now, I realize that not everyone is going to clap for you. Not everyone gets me, but that's okay because I am not for everyone. You're going to have, you're going to see relationships just fade away. And you know how I have handled that? I have determined in my mind, I know and I understand clearly that every relationship has an expiration date, whether it's by natural causes or just by changes that one goes through. So I have settled that in my mind. So even if I have relationships today that, people that I love and appreciate and just really just love the time that we spend together and so forth, once that begins to fade, and you need to identify those signs because it becomes clear. Remember I said, you will have clarity of purpose. Once you're in your journey, it will give you clarity in everything that you do. And you must be willing to follow that. But as quickly as you may lose some relationships or, friendships and so forth, you will gain some new relationships, people that will get you and understand the changes you're going through. Not even the changes. You will meet some new relationships and they will see you for who you are. This was it last week. One of my friends came by, and this is somebody that I met about a year ago. We connected really just an affinity with each other. This person is in finances, very successful to the status of millionaire and doing very well. And I got to know that after I met her. She doesn't, but she met me, she liked me, and she wanted to bring me into her circle so that I could, get set up, established, and so forth, and do whatever I needed to do to become a millionaire. She was serious about that. Very, very serious. And although I appreciated that, and I thought about it for a minute, I started asking myself, what is my motivation? What is it? What is it that makes me happy? See, I'm telling you, when you know yourself, I don't care if they offer you $1 million. There's certain things that's just you. So, I mean, this person spent time with me. I mean, I went to meetings, I went to uh, seminars and conferences and picnics, company picnics, and I was just part of that circle for a long time. In the meantime, I knew in my gut, I just knew that I wanted to be here with you. I wanted to spend time sharing with you so that you can discover who you are and learn your truth, because that's the truth that makes you free. So I came a point after this person, because in the meantime, as they were doing all this, I kept saying, I've got my own goals, I've got my own dream, because on the inside, I knew this was being birthed. And this is just like the starting point of the things that I have in my heart. Just the starting point. but I'm enjoying it. It's really so, it gives me pleasure to come to you every week and just chat. It's going to come a time that we're going to be, interacting. Just give it some time. I'm kind of growing in this until I come to a place where I feel very confident, and not confident, but really know how to, what my next step is. And I am not in any hurry, because I have come to know that my truth and knowing who I am, the universe just brings all this to me. And, when I say universe, call it God, creator, universe, that's what I mean. Brings it to light. So, and this person, after a while, they understood that I was not moving from this post, that I knew who I am and that I knew what I want. They got to understand that I was not one that could be shifted. I don't care how much money I can make. Just imagine. That's, being in a situation where, yeah, you may be making money, but if you're not happy, that's not, at least that's not my motivation. I want to make sure that I am happy, that I'm content, that I am joyous, that I can really, come here and really be pleased with being here, get pleasure out of what I'm doing. So this person realized that that I am not a candidate. As much as they like me and I like them and so forth, I was just not a candidate for that. But we remain friends. And this person have come to really like me and appreciate, and it's mutual. So the other day, they call and she said, she shared something, and I said, you know what, this is something that we need to discuss in person, not over the phone. And so I said, come over and, let's have a glass of wine and chat and so forth. And she came over and surprisingly brought some roses. As a matter of fact, it's in the background. You see those? I think it's over here. See those roses? Like a dozen roses. So when I say that you will lose some friends when you start self-discovering, you will also gain relationships that are so fulfilling. Good relationships, solid relationships. And I remember, we sat here and we had such a wonderful conversation. Some things that she wanted to share. She calls me her coach just because, she gleans from what I share. But I also have a respect and understanding. We both, it's mutual. So you see, when you start your journey, you will lose some relationships. You may even lose some family relationships, relatives, people that, don't understand you, or they want to keep you in a box. And because you don't think like them, because you don't believe like them, because you don't settle for crumbs or just a life on by default, living on autopilot, they may not like that. And they may say, well, you just go on and do with your thing and so forth. And that's just life. But once you have in your mind, at least that was my strategy, there's an expiration date. When you buy the orange juice, expiration date. Everything I buy, I look at the expiration date. I that's just my thing. There's an expiration date on everything. And once you have established that in your mind, it mitigates the pain of loss, because some relationships you really treasure. And if somebody changes, then you have no control over that. I'm not one that would say, well, no, if you choose to move on, then you've got my blessings, just go right ahead. And it may be you may be moving on from other people's walk, path, whatever. So that whole thing about understanding there's an expiration date to relationships just mitigates the pain, mitigates the sadness of so forth. Or recently, as a matter of fact, the other day I said to an old acquaintance friend type thing, and I was sharing with them about my show, and they did not respond. And wow, I thought, wow, because if I know you for a while, and we have this kind of relationship, and you were telling me, gosh, it's like my friend when she was going to Morocco, and I was like, oh, so excited for her. I said, you know what? I said, you've got to send me pictures of you and a camel and so forth. And we, I was just really sharing the excitement with her. And if I know something in somebody's life that's good for them or that they're excited about, then I like to. That's why a lot of the pictures of me that you see, every opportunity that I got, that I have, that I get, I I I cheers. I say cheers. I like to celebrate people, and it's always cheers with whatever, a glass of wine, Coke. Cheers. Why? Because you celebrate each other. At least I take the initiative and celebrate whoever it is on whatever situation. And this person never responded, has not responded at all. And I thought, wow, that's interesting. So I was sharing it with my husband this morning. I said, I shared with this person. I said, I shared with this person, about my show because I hadn't had a chance, and I don't know that they have seen it. And they didn't respond. And he's like, and he shared something, and he said, like, then match the energy. Match the energy means, okay, you match the energy. But I used to have issues with that, because sometimes if somebody puts out negative energy toward me, I don't want to match that, because I know what energy does. And I don't like to send out negative energy. I simply don't. So I'm not going to match your energy. I'm going to take control of my energy and keep it that way. So I made a decision that, I may just shut that door, not even allowing my energy to be influenced by up or down, left or right. Just shut that door, because a no response sometimes is a response. And those are the things that, you gain the courage to just do it. You gain the courage and the confidence to do it. You make the decision. You make the decision what's good for you. You come into your true, authentic self. And it's really unapologetically. You don't apologize for decisions that you make. You have the courage to make those decisions. Look, I'm telling you, it's a greater sense of fulfillment when you understand the dynamics of that. You are in control, my friend. When you get to know yourself, you take control. There's nothing wrong with that. You take control of your life. Figure things out. Know how to navigate through life. I love to figure things out, not just mechanical stuff. My husband says, you can that I because if we get something that has to be assembled or whatever, something small, or a new phone, a new computer, whatever, I know how to do it. And in most cases, I don't read the instructions. I just like figure it out. I just start doing stuff, and I allow my mind, my thinking, my critical thinking skills to kick in, and what makes sense, and you do this and you do that. And I'm never afraid of botching something up, of breaking something. I don't go in with fear. I just do it, and it works. And it's the same principles I apply to life. When something happens, I figure it out. You got to figure things out. Always think of it. I have what it takes. You have what it takes to figure it out. Figure things out. Yeah, figure it out. Figure it out, because you have what it takes. You have the intelligence, and you have the critical thinking skills, and you have decision making ability. You're responsible, you have the power, and you can do it. You are responsible for you. That's one of the things that you will learn with getting to know who you are, a self discovery, you're going to find out that you are responsible for yourself. If you want to see things happening, then put it in your mind that you are responsible for yourself. And I'm talking about tangible things, experiences, or things. Know that you have the ability to discover things that works for you. That is the freedom that comes from the truth, your truth, not even what I am telling you. I'm just telling you this because it resonates with you. But don't run with this. This is my truth. You hear this? That's how I process things. Remember, I said earlier that we are influenced by all the things around us. The media, the news, the government, the church and relationships and the community and all that. And we hear all this information. Now, what I do, I listen. I allow myself and I open my mind to listen. And if it resonates with me, I bring it home and I spread it out, and I can come up with my own conclusion. And when I come up with my own conclusion, that's the truth that works for me. That's the truth that works for me. And that discover discover the truth. However it is that you work it, that is the truth that will set you free, my friend. That is the truth. It is your truth. You've heard the Proverbs that says, and you shall know the truth, and the truth shall make you free. But it's not the truth from external sources. It's the truth that comes from within. It's the truth that emanates from within. And it just opens and blossoms this way. It's like it tells you what to do, where to go, what to say. You know it. That's why when you speak with boldness and confidence, and you have courage to make decisions. It's like Ryder. You remember last week, Ryder? I shared that Ryder, he said that he has always had difficulty saying no. And then he was offered a big position with more responsibilities in his high-tech company. Again, I think it's a high-tech company, but he was offered the position with the responsibilities, and he knew that it was not his time for that responsibility, and he said no. And then the bosses came and they tried to pressure him, and he said no, until they understood that his no meant no. And they respect him today for that, for being not only bold, because when your boss is offering you a promotion, you don't say no to a promotion, especially if your boss wants you to take on the additional responsibility. You don't say no. You say yes, and you celebrate. But he knew. Ryder knows who he is. Oh, that. Hi, sweetheart. I'm Tate. Talk to you later.
Bye.
Bye. That was my husband. I thought I had my phone on. I thought I had my phone on Do Not Disturb, which I always do, but I didn't. So that was him calling me. Forgive me. Now it's Do Not Disturb. So anyway, Ryder knew that that promotion was not for him to accept at this time. And he didn't. He said no. He said, it's the first time in my life that I was able to say no. And that's what happens when you know the truth of who you are, when you know your truth. This boldness and this confidence just shows up with it. It just shows up with it. I'm telling you, yourself will not betray you. And your heart is not deceitful. Your heart is not deceitful. Your intuition will speak truth to you. It will speak truth to you. It will speak truth. You just have to trust yourself. In always trust yourself. For those of you, some people have spoken about wanting a relationship, but they don't want to get into this online dating thing. Trust yourself. Trust yourself that you are able to attract the right person for your life. Trust yourself. Trust yourself that you are able to make the right decisions for your life. Trust yourself that you can navigate through life, figuring out things successfully, figuring it out successfully. You got to trust yourself. Many people, they trust all the external forces. They trust outside. They trust but they don't trust themselves. No, you've got to. That's where it starts. That's why I say when you trust yourself, so if you're in a relationship and it doesn't work out, then you've got to trust yourself, knowing that you will be resilient to bounce back. But you don't want to be in a relationship that's not a good relationship. You want to be, when you're in a relationship, it's for fun. It's for, it's to do life together, and it's to really, love and respect each other and have fun and really share life together. That's what it's for. It's not for somebody abusing you or beating up on you or bad. No. That's not a relationship. When you are in a relationship, you're going to see it's going to be a fantastic relationship. And even if you are in a relationship now, make sure that it's a great relationship, that it's a good relationship, mutual respect, and that you both can enjoy each other's company, regardless of how long you've been in the relationship. Spike it up and yeah, and do whatever you need to do to make it a fun, loving, adventurous type relationship. For you that may have something that you want to do and you're thinking, how can I get this off the ground? Don't wait for the resources. Don't wait for approval, affirmation, consent from anyone. You make a decision. It all starts with a decision. And once you make a decision, you will see how truth will come into play, and it will show you. Because when you make a decision, you are sending out energy. You are sending out energy into the atmosphere, the universe, to influence people's thoughts, open doors, create situations, circumstances, experiences. You are sending out. You are sending out the energy, and it will bring in the finances. It will bring in the resources, because when I make plans, I think in terms of resources, not necessarily finances. Finances, that's important. And you want to have your finances in check. But think in terms of resources, because it's like right now, I could use some help with someone that knows a little bit more than I do at this point about building, the social media stuff. I don't need money. I need resources. I need someone but I need someone with the expertise, but I need someone, that I can flow with, someone that I can flow. And you know what? It's going to happen. The other day, my husband, connected me with this person, and, we were talking, and this person is doing some things for me and so forth. That's what happens. That's what happens. And I didn't go looking. My husband didn't go looking. It just happened. It's getting to know who you are. And that builds confidence. That builds confidence and courage, because you need that in life to navigate, to deal with everyone, situations, circumstances. You need confidence and courage to deal with life. to deal with life. It will enhance your decision making ability. You won't procrastinate or hesitate or be afraid or be motivated by fear, because that's what causes a lot of stress. Worry and doubt creates fear, and fear causes stress. And that's why we are have these issues with, mental issues and depression and anxiety and so forth, is because we worry and we doubt. That's why I talked about, I don't do go by believing. I don't say, I'm believing for this, I believe it. No, no, no. I want to go by what I know. What I know. And you're saying, well, how can you know if you don't know tomorrow? Look, I'm saying tomorrow I'm going to do this. Tomorrow I have an appointment and I'll see you tomorrow. So if it doesn't happen, if I die tonight and don't meet that appointment, so what? But I know right now that I'm scheduled for that appointment tomorrow and I will see you tomorrow. That's what I know. That's what I know. And that's what works for me. Again, discover what works for you, because your truth is unique to you. That is the truth, my friend, that will make you free. Your truth is the only truth that will make you free. So when I talk about your most important journey is the journey of self-discovery, that is what I mean. You will just blossom into a brand new person. You may not be the person your friends, your family, your relative, you're going to experience some changes and they may not like it. But that's when you will have the courage to make the decision to either move to another state or do whatever you need to do. But it's your life. It is your life. Take responsibility for your life. It is your life. You have to know that, my friend, that it is your life, and that is the growth that you will gain from the experience of self-discovery. You will grow, you will increase, you will, prosper and, come into abundance and live a meaningful, fulfilled life. And that's my desire for you. That's my wish for you. Just imagine if you can just navigate with that freedom to go where you want, with whom you want, whenever you want, however you want, and not be hindered by the limiting beliefs, the crumbs that's been dealt to us, because it is. If you try to, be bold and say you want this and you want that, people will try to just squash it. I remember I used to work years ago. I'll tell you this story. Years ago, I used to work for a ministry, and I was like a media manager. I did dealt with the, you know, time, buying time for the satellite upload and so forth. Anyway, and I knew the quality of my work. I knew that I did a good job and so forth, and I was appreciated and so forth. Went to work on time, no issues at all, no performance issues. Every month they used to have a employee of the month appreciation thing in the conference room, and all the employees would come, and then the CEO would, have a plaque and so forth, and do big rah 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 for the employee of the month. And they had that month after month after month after month, no issues at all. I wasn't, I was just there and happy and celebrated those that got the plaque, or those that were the person that was selected each month or each quarter, something to that effect. I don't think it was each month. I think it was probably like every quarter, something like that. And so this particular meeting, then they said, this the employee to get the plaque or something like that was Cynthia, and it was me. I was pleasantly surprised. And I went up, and my personality is, and this is like way back then. I didn't know anything about self discovery. I was so influenced under that kind of limiting belief thinking. And I went up and I got it, and I was so excited, and I was laughing and stuff. And I said, "Oh, thank you! I said, I deserve this." And I said, "I deserve this." Now, for those of you that have heard me before, I've shared where when I was younger and my dad took me shopping, I looked at this dress. It was very expensive, and he saw me. He came over and he said, "Why are you looking at that? The price." And he said, "Get it. You deserve it. You deserve a great life." Something to that effect. And I took that to heart, especially now that I'm an adult. So I said, "Oh, I deserve this." So I didn't realize, again, remember, I was working for ministry, and I didn't realize that that was kind of like a no-no in that environment. Because so anyway, 9 months later, I was let go. 9 months later, I was let go. And not because of a performance issue, just because they were cutting personnel. They were cutting personnel. It wasn't a performance issue. They told me they were cutting personnel. And I know it wasn't true, because later on they did hire someone to do that. So I don't know how I wound up in after they let me go 9 months later. And then I found myself in a crunch, because I was gainfully employed at that place. They paid me well, whatever. And then I was really, had some issues after I was laid off. And for some reason, the vice president, I'm talking about a year later, something, I wound up in his office, and just I wasn't working there anymore, but and he shared something. He said, "You remember when you worked here and you got that plaque, and you said, 'I deserve it'?" Now, I didn't really remember, because that really meant nothing to me. I didn't even know that that was like a thing. and and I didn't quite remember, but he said, "You said you deserve it." And what he was actually trying to say is, as a result of that, which is, I guess, clothed in pride or arrogance or something, though, um that's probably why I got laid off. I don't know, that's the way I interpreted it, but that was evidently a no-no. I shared that to share this. To say you deserve something, just think, what's the opposite? Obviously, they thought I deserved it, because that was I was selected for that plaque. They thought I deserve it. So you thought I deserve it, but I shouldn't think I deserve it. And even if I think it, not to say it, fuera con eso. Um, think of it. Talk about self-expression. That was part of my self-expression. Even then, I appreciated me, because I never not appreciated myself. I've always liked myself, self-love, all that, and even back then. So my point is this: you have to know for you what works for you, and not be intimidated, not go by the crumbs that you're given, not by the limiting beliefs. Anybody tells you, you can't say this, you can't do that. No, you need to be who you are, your true, authentic self. And I always say, you can do whatever you want to do, my friend, as long as you don't infringe on the freedom of someone else. As long as you don't hurt someone else, you can do whatever you want to do, because it is your life. Take responsibility, know who you are, and know your truth, because that is the truth that will make you free. And with that, my friend, I am telling you, I am just so charged and encouraged, because when you know what I know, when you learn, or not really know what I know, when you discover your own truth, you will see how your life is going to change, and you will discover your purpose, and start really enjoying life beyond measure. So, um, until next week, we will meet the same time. And if you can't tune into this broadcast, just go to see the little icons at the bottom here. It's Facebook, LinkedIn, YouTube, Instagram. You can just go there and view the broadcast 24/7. It's available to you. In the meantime, also, if you wish to send me a note, um, anything, you can go to my website, thecynthialinoxshow.com, and scroll all the way to the bottom, and you'll see where you can send me an email, and I will get that directly and respond to you. Or a lot of things that I share come from questions that people ask, or situations that I see people struggling with, and so forth. And but most of the things that people have shared, the struggles that they're going through with their own lives, trying to navigate and be who they are, to walk in their true authentic self. And so I study, and I just share these things, because if one person is having those issues, many out there are having the same issues. And if I can really share a word of encouragement with you, then that brings me much pleasure. In the meantime, amigos, I'm going to say ta-ta. I'm going to say au revoir, adios. See you next week. And in the meantime, just enjoy the rest of your day. Ciao, or hasta luego.